just want to pick up on this because I've just watched My 2C still live right now. Keir Starmer accused Tommy Robinson of nearly collapsing a grooming gang case. Now he's talking about the instance where Tommy Robinson was outside a court, talking about the perpetrators of the crimes. Now this case was already over. The men in question had already been sentenced. Tommy was just reading what the BBC had already broadcast. So, like I said in my video yesterday, there was no way he could influence or collapse the case. The case was already over. It's as simple as that. He couldn't influence anything. The judge ordered the police to go down and arrest Tommy for contempt of court. He was in prison that day. He wasn't shown any due process whatsoever. They took him into the courtroom, they did their business, and he was off to prison that day. That's how they treated Tommy Robinson. My 2C didn't pick up on it, either doesn't know about the ins and outs of that. But it definitely wasn't a mistake on Tommy's part. Tommy was there as a reporter, doing what the BBC or any other journalist would do, and then they slapped a contempt of court ruling on him for simply repeating things that the BBC had already broadcast. He was reading from his phone and basically saying, you know, all the ins and outs of the court stuff. Because obviously once the court case is over, any type of restriction that's put on that case is gone, because the men have been sentenced, the case is over, nobody can influence that case from that point on because they've been sentenced by the judge. People weren't picking up on that. And obviously Starmer is attacking Tommy Robinson because he's not going to deal with the issue of the grooming gangs. He's going to shoot the messengers, isn't he? Because that's what we've always had. And it's not just Labour, it's the Tories and consecutive Labour governments, consecutive Tory governments. They don't want to deal with this issue because, like Labour, like Gordon Brown, they swapped the lives and futures of young girls for votes. That's exactly what they've done. They've sacrificed young girls' lives in these towns and cities where they've been trafficked around, abused and sexually abused and tortured. They've allowed this to happen to these young girls so that they contain their votes. That's what they've done it for. Despicable. Absolutely despicable. That's all I've got to say anyway.